endorse SPRB Radio with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check it out.
Hi, I'm Nana Genesis and I fully endorse SPRB Radio with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check it out.
Yeah, it's your girl, Kerry Lopez. I'm so right about now. I'm representing for SPRB Radio Podcast. Not no normal, but that's what I'm saying. 10-Star General. Big up yourself. And the beautiful host herself, Sharon Mango, Kerry Lopez in Jamaica, representing for the podcast show there. I'm going to tell the people, check it out. Not no normal about the settings for me. I send you there, you know what time it is. They come see me. Yeah, I tell you, say whenever I wanna mix business with pleasure. Yeah, man. I wait there. Check out the podcast now, man. 10-Star, tell them the man.
Greetings, massive. This is Father Don, and I fully endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check it out. You won't be disappointed. Bless.
This is DJ Maestro out of London, and I fully endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check them out. Trust me, you won't be disappointed.
Hi, this is your girl Winnie.
And this is your girl Freddie.
From out of London.
And we fully endorse
SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General
and Sharon Mango. Check them out.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Keisha Martin, fully endorsing SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. You already know it's a whole entire vibe. And I mean say, everybody just rock and come in, cause we are jamming at the housing scheme. Bring your queen and leave your machine, cause up here go the vibes from the scene. It rock steady, baby, rock steady. Right over to SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Keisha Martin says so. Fully endorsed.
Greetings. My name is Diana Wright, singer, songwriter, and poetess. I fully endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check them out. Trust you won't be disappointed. Yes.
This is Jojo Mack, and I always tune into the SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. If you love a good conversation, you should too. Check it out.
Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown giving full endorsement to Stop Your Emotion Right Now Blend Radio. The station with integrity, the station with a difference. Remember me tell you, Lloyd Brown says so. Full endorsement. Stop Your Emotion Right Now Blend Radio. We not stop till we drop. Saying, bless.
This is The Buzz, your music news update for the latest on your favorite artists and more. Sponsored by JojoMacMusic.com. Hello everyone, I am Pistol and this is The Buzz. Lester Sterling, an original member of the legendary Scatolites, has died. A post on the band's Facebook page confirmed that the saxophonist trumpeter died on May 16th, but no cause of death or where he passed away was disclosed. Sterling, who was 87 years old, had been sole survivor of the classic lineup that formed in 1965. His bandmates included fellow saxophonist Tommy McCook and Roland Alfonso, trombonist Don Drummond, trumpeter Johnny Dizzy Moore, vocalist Doreen Schaefer, keyboardist Jackie Mitu, guitarist Jerome Jajeri Haynes, bassist Lloyd Brevet, and drummer Lloyd Knibb. Records show that the Scatolites lasted just over 1 year. During that time, they recorded a cache of outstanding songs for rival producers Duke Reed and Clement Coxon Dodd, including Eastern Standard Time, Freedom Sounds, and Scabba. Dancehall entertainer Laden is once again ready to take center stage following his release from prison on April 21st. A new chapter in the career and personal life of the performer, known for his contagious lyrics and unmistakable stage presence, has begun. The time to shine artist told reporters that his desire is to be recognized solely for his talent and dedication to his music. He said, "I just want to let the world know that they should not have Laden as a criminal or a crime producer. Laden has love for humanity and is a super good human being. I don't want anyone to think of me as a gun bag or prison bud or those things." Laden, whose given name is O'Keefe Aarons, was convicted in December 2020 and sentenced to 4 years in prison for illegal possession of a firearm and 18 months for illegal possession of ammunition. After serving just over 2 years, he was released on good behavior. Based on his rough experience behind bars, he's encouraging others to not take their freedom for granted. A long-awaited tour of the west coast of the U.S. by outspoken reggae artist Ika Mouse, which was scheduled for May, has been postponed to August, owing to a delay to the processing of the visa itself at the consulate. Billed Ika Mouse returns to the America West Coast Tour. 11 dates were advertised for May 4th through May 21st in Tucson and Phoenix in Arizona, Las Vegas, Nevada, San Francisco, California, Seattle, Washington, and Oregon. It would mark the reggae artist's first time in the U.S. since 2013. Ika Mouse said, quote, "I can go to America. I don't have any felony." As he explained away his more than decade-old charge in North Carolina, which put a dent in his flexibility to travel. Subsequent to being charged, Ika Mouse spent 6 months in jail and was released after a plea agreement. He pleaded no contest to misdemeanor charges for assault on a female and attempted crime against nature, with his time already spent in prison covering his sentence. He said that was all a setup because of who he is. The entertainer was banned from the U.S. for 5 years from 2013 to 2018 and has been living comfortably in Europe. Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Olivia Babs-Grange, has announced that the multipurpose entertainment zone at Fort Rocky in Port Royal is in its final stages for completion. Grange noted that tests are currently underway to see how sea lift will be affected by the events. She had also announced that permission was granted by the minister with responsibility for lands for her ministry to take possession of the rundown Jam World Entertainment Complex in Portmore, St. Catherine. Last year, the entertainment minister also disclosed that several other venues were under consideration for designation as entertainment zones. These include the National Arena, Sabina Park, Ranny Williams Entertainment Center, as well as the Little Theater in St. Andrew. She said there was also a focus to include entertainment districts that already have a reputation for having activities in multiple venues in a compact geographical area. Shaggy and Sting have collaborated to stage a One Fine Day festival on September 9th in Philadelphia in the USA. The multi-platinum selling artist made the disclosure via his official Instagram account. Sting and I are throwing our very own festival, One Fine Day, in the beautiful city of Philadelphia. We'll be playing a joint set of combined greatest hits, plus there'll be performances by Thundercat, Coffee, Tank, and the Bangas. I am Pistol, and that, my friends, was The Buzz. That was The Buzz, your music news update for the latest on your favorite artists and more. Sponsored by JojoMacMusic.com.
Now here's a song from our sponsor, Jojo Mac.
I hear you talking about me, saying that I'm crazy, but I'm letting you see. You shouldn't have tried to play me. You're the one who's crazy. If you think you're gonna take my body, do what you want to do to me, then sideways me. What you talking about, one night stand? You told me you were my man. Yeah, you told me about a little woman, but you said it was over and done. Now you're talking that crap, but you weren't saying that. When on my body you're around, telling me, baby, don't stop, don't stop. No, I'm not crazy, but you try to play me. No, I'm not crazy, but you acted real shady. I'm not the one, don't get it twisted. You ain't gonna use me, then dismiss me. You picked the wrong one, cause I'm insisting. You remember me as long as you're living. careful who you talk to, then you wouldn't have to worry who'll stalk you. How dare you call me crazy when all you used to call me was baby? Oh boy, oh boy. No, I'm not crazy. You try to play me. No, I'm not crazy, but you did real shady. Boy, I believed you when you told me you want me in your life. Boy, I believed you when you told me you love me for life. Yes, I believed you when you said we'd never be apart. Yes, I believed you when you said you wouldn't break my heart. Oh boy, oh boy.
Greetings, SPRB friends and family. I'm Nana Genesis, and I fully endorse 10-star General and Sharon Mango.
Tell the real story about how you led me on. Tell them all you told me. Tell them about the plans. Tell them how you told me that you were forever my man. Anyone would agree that I'm not crazy. Anybody would agree that I'm not crazy. Anybody would agree you're the one who's crazy. Anybody would agree that I'm not crazy.
Bang! Never soul from a travel shaka soul Ethiopia, Africa, when I laugh, when I linger, when I play, in that time you say it. Original Raising Awareness show, we are talking about 10-star General, Yaman Sharon Mango. Bang bang! Turbulence to the future. Only man like King Selassie, Joe! Rastafari, keep it accurate and royal. Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown, and you are in tune to none other than Stockade Promotions, Royal Blend Radio, the station with a difference.
Fight for your right. Fight for your right. Fight for your right. Fight for your right. Can't stop me, come rock me. No matter how much they try, they can destroy me. Can't stop me, come rock me. No matter how much they try, they can destroy. We're moving on up. Moving on higher, moving on up now, and put out the fire. Rise up, brother, rise up, sister, stand up and fight. Fight the fight, fight for your right. Fight the fight for your right.
Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown, and you're in tune to SPRB Radio, the station with integrity. Remember me tell you, Lloyd Brown giving full endorsement to the team. Sing to SPRB Radio, and I beg you, keep it well. Let's go.
Absolutely love it. It's kind of like run about this time. I wish I had some dreadlocks for flash. You know what I'm talking about, Anne Marie. I know.
Moving on up now and put out the fire. Rise up, brother, rise up, sister, stand up and fight. Fight the fight for your right. Fight the fight for your right. Can't hold me, can't control me, no matter how much them try, they can't hold me.
This is Lloyd Brown, and you're in tune to SPRB Radio, the station with integrity. Remember me tell you, Lloyd Brown giving full endorsement to the team. So SPRB Radio, I beg you, kick it to it. Let it go.
Yo, mama, I just can't believe it's coming. I will always love you, mama. Every time I think about it, mama.
Out of Allison Mason, this is Andrew Sloley.
I can't believe it.
There's something about this tune and Andrew Sloley, right?
Yeah,
This
feeling that one for real.
brought the best out of Andrew Sloley. And as they say in Jamaica, me not take back no chat. Yes, here we go. Take a listen.
Yo, mama, I just can't believe it's coming. I will always love you, mama. So every time I think about it, mama. John, mama, I just can't. I will always love you, mama. I can't believe it's coming. I just can't believe it. Broke my heart. Broke my heart. Mama, why you went away? Whoa, yes. I wish that you were here today. Mama, why you went away? You broke my heart that very day. Whoa, yes.
Damn.
You taught me that God answers prayers. Oh yes, so on my knees I'll always pray. Woo! You told me that I should never give up on life. Oh no, so I'll chase my dreams till they come true. Mama, why you went away? I wish that you were
Come again, pull up that.
And Maria's feeling it. I know she's feeling it.
John, mama, just can't believe it. Just can't believe it. Broke my heart. Broke my heart. Mama, why you went away? Whoa, yes. I wish that you were here today. Mama, why you went away? You broke my heart that very day. Whoa, yes. You taught me that God answers prayers. Oh yes, so on my knees I'll always pray. You told me that I should never give up on life. Oh no, so I'll chase my dreams till they come true. Mama, why you went away? Woo! I wish that you were here today. Mama, why you went away? There's things I didn't get to say.
Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown, and you're in tune to SPRB Radio, the station with integrity. Remember me tell you, Lloyd Brown giving full endorsement to the team. See? So SPRB Radio, I beg you, kick it to it. Let it go.
Greetings, one and all. I'm 10-Star General, one of the co-founders of this podcast, you know. And when I do these shows, it brings great joy to do these shows, especially when we have the current guests that we have on today, who have absolutely contributed to this genre we call reggae music. You know what I mean? That song that I just played, it can be deemed as the ultimate wallpaper tune, right? Where your mom says she's going on holiday. Make sure she come back and meet the place in the same way she meet it.
Yes,
All
I
of a
go.
sudden, when I come back and see the wallpaper rub off, who is to blame for that? Andrew Sloley. You know what I mean? It's that kind of music that really makes you want to hold a party. Right now, I feel like holding a lovers rock party. That's how bad it is when I hear music like that. Music that makes you act so foolish in the midst of people and you don't really business. Taking it back to the grassroots. So we're going to give them their flowers today, especially Allison Mason, who is no stranger to, especially, voicing great rootical music. I've always known her as a host and an MC, one of the best in the business. I remember seeing her at Hootenanny, and I said, "How do you do what you do?" And you said, "Boy, 10 star, the more star, you know." Because you're one of the best in the business. But as I was doing these shows, I came across your music and I said, "Wait." I said, "Wait, your name's Allison Mason, right?" She goes, "Yeah." I goes, "And you've been doing some roots music?" She goes, "Oh, you know, sir." And then that's when, you appeared on my show, and then, I found out so much things that you do. In it, Granny.
Man, boy. Remember? I be born, I'm gonna feel no, we have to take on across my knee and bust on the horse.
Let me share a joke before we begin this conversation. Years ago, right? That's after I met Rat Hootenanny, and then she appears on my show because I'm doing this show about UK artists in the UK. She was doing Shining Stars. She sends me a jingle, and I'm like, I wonder which granny did this jingle for me. I swear, for months I didn't know that was Allison Mason doing a great granny voiceover. I swear, you had me. But we're going to start the show. Sharon, please introduce yourself because I've been rabbiting on.
Well, it's all good, friend.
Jump through the hoop. Go on.
Allison!
Hi, Sharon. Greetings.
My love. Greetings. What a pleasure.
Blessings.
Thank you for coming on. I know you've known 10 Star a long time, but
sure.
You don't know about me.
No worry, man.
You know me now.
You know.
You know me now. But welcome.
Know.
My name is Sharon Mango.
Yes, Mama.
The other co-host to
Julie, East
Radio.
Indian, Blackie. What kind of mango? Eerie.
Yeah.
All of the mango them. You just take on the name mango.
We take on all the name.
All of the mango name. East India, all of them.
I represent them all.
All right,
Mango
man.
Julie.
So you're
East
sweet
India.
and nice and good for the blood and everything. All right.
Exactly. I encompass all of that. You hear that 10 Star here? What she say? All of it sweet like.
All of it sweet like.
Welcome to everybody in the room. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm sorry, my allergies, my eyes tearing. Allergies are keeping my butt over here. I'm in the US, by the way, so excuse the iota and the allergy.
Hay fever.
Anyway. Oh my God, it's bloody horrible over here, man. It's just ridiculous. Pollen's high. It's high. But me drinking my sea moss and everything right now, flush out everything.
That's right.
Welcome all. Welcome, beautiful people in the room. Thank you guys for joining us. We have Miss Allison Mason on the set. Thank you, my love, for coming on. We have so much to unpack, and we look forward to going and getting into your journey.
Sure.
And you have done so much. Welcome, Miss Anne-Marie. Miss, you did already a long time. She's there in the background. See that? She set it off, man. So this is a party today. 10 Star.
Yes. Bless up everyone.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get into, we're gonna take you down memory lane. Yeah. And there's no particular procedure, I've read your bio, You've done quite a bit. But before all these amazing things that you've achieved in your lifetime till date, there's a part of you that people may be unaware of. I want to take you there. I want to take you as far back and for you to share with us as much as you care to share with us. Yeah. But I want to take you back to the early beginnings of where you grew up. Where did you grow up? What was life like growing up where you grew up? And just share with us the scene, family life, music life, if there was any music life in the family household. Silly question, right?
Yes.
Yes. Take
Well,
us back.
10 Star, just like most of us, here grow up in the household where music is always there. We grow up, I grew up with what, four sisters. You know how our families stay, we're all mixed up and blend up, but we're all still one. So I have sometimes I have to count them out, Debbie, Gillian, Michelle, Susan, yeah, four sister, one brother. And
Right.
I had two older brothers, but sadly they passed, So
Condolences.
a very big family, traveling back and forth from a very, very young age. So, growing up in Jamaica, growing up over here in England, experiencing two different cultures, but at the same time, trying to find a place where we belong, because as first generation, we're too, what do you say, we're too black to be British and too British to be Jamaican or Caribbean. You understand what I'm saying? So it's that kind of no man's land and territory. So we just fit in wherever we fit in. You understand me? So growing up, we never had it easy, just like many others. Money was scarce, and things were hard growing up. Sometimes there wasn't enough food, sometimes there wasn't enough money. Sometimes you hide from rent man, you're collecting what was it, Green Shield stamps.
Green Shield
And
stamps. Hey, remember that?
yes,
Boy.
so you have your partner, you have the provident man, so growing up we was always aware that life's not easy. And as well, we were also told that, being black and being over here, we have to be twice as good, work twice as hard, do twice as much, and you're not going to get even half the recognition as as the other people around you, the other nations or what have you.
Right.
So when our parents came here, they had that stigma and stereotype: no blacks, no dogs, no Irish. So there was a more of a community.
Yeah.
And I know I speak for many people's experience where we had like 4 or 5 families living together in one house.
Right.
And those people become your extension of a family, because the parents, some might work days, some might work nights, and everybody come together, look after all the children. So that's the type of household that I grew up in, basically. 10 Star, it wasn't all a bed of rose.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's life, you understand? And these are the things that I find help to propel me becoming the person I am, becoming the artist that I am, or the actress that I am, or the host that I am. Because I found that, our parents worked. When they came over, you had qualified nurses, qualified doctors, qualified teachers who had to turn cleaners because their qualifications weren't recognized in this country.
Yeah.
So you see, we come from a stock where even when your back is against the wall and even when things are hard, you still come out fighting and you still do what you want to do. I used to dream of having, shoes and clothes. It sounds stupid, but I used to dream of having a collection of shoes, and I've got that now. I used to dream of having plenty of clothes, and it's not about being materialistic. Just about when you don't have it. When you grow up on hand-me-downs. Now, I'm the last for my father, and I'm the 5th of 7 for my mother. So hand-me-downs was a part of life. You understand me? So
Very
I
true.
wanted new clothes and I wanted shoes that fit my foot and were
Right.
designed for my foot and, things like that. So these are the things that, you say, you know what, we're going to work hard. We're going to achieve. We're not going to depend on nobody
Right.
for a long time. The sort of person that I am. I didn't even exist in the system for a very long time. I must be careful how I speak because you're recording. But I didn't work for the system. I didn't contribute to the system. And at the same time, I didn't take anything from the system. You understand me? And I still survived and I did what I have to do. So that's that's just the person
Okay.
I am.
So we're gonna delve a little bit more into school life, but before we do that, I'm gonna let Sharon Mango delve into the life of Andrew Sloley.
All right, so I'm gonna stand up and make Andrew step in.
Okay,
All
thank
right. Blessed love, blessed.
Don't go nowhere now.
We're not going nowhere. Don't worry, man. We're there. We're right here.
Right.
Blessed love to each and everyone in and around the capital, anyone around the world.
Greetings,
Yes.
greetings, Mr. Slowly.
Yes, Sharon.
Thank you so much
said
for
I'm
coming
call you the
on.
sweetest mango,
Well, that's how the thing said,
Yeah, I'm glad to see your modest with it,
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Andrew Slowly.
Yeah,
You are
one that.
a household name. And we want to get into your background, your story, where you were born, mum, dad, school. Well, we'll get to school, but what was it like for you growing up? Were you born here? Were you born in Jamaica? Let's start with that first.
Well, my people, them journey was a long journey, because my family actually, they started out from the little place then called Nicaragua.
Okay.
So my people, them start out from my mother's side. So my great grandparents, them was from that island. And
wow.
I don't know. Yeah, you see, I'm a black, but you understand what I say.
Right.
We see with one another, but at the same time, we don't know the travelings where enough of we people make from island to island and those type of thing. But that's where my people them from my mother's side step out from. And
okay,
for those who know about Nicaragua was a place where always in a civil war. Always and them something there. So that is where my grandmother and thing decided that they would leave from there and go to Jamaica. And start a life in Jamaica. And my mother come and brother and sister come and them something there. My mother give birth to, listen, I say our family big, but my one bigger than FLAIR one. No, it's not a competition, but my family bigger than FLAIR. So is 11 now when my mother give birth to. As a fertile woman.
fertile.
It's a fertile woman because 11 away. You understand me? So birth-wise, I am the sixth youth for my mother. But our other sister were born before me, but she dead as a baby. So that dropped me at the fifth place.
Okay.
At the time when my mother get pregnant with me, she was actually living in West Kingston. A street 22 Pink Lane. Big up all the Pink Laneites them. You see me? Yeah, so even down to my name Anjo, she said at that time when she was living in Pinkley, and she was watching a movie with a little boy in there. And she said this little boy was so loving and affectionate that if I born as a boy, she gonna name me Andrew. I saw me get the name Andrew, and in truth, I'm very loving and affectionate. It looked like the movie rub off, and I make a blueprint.
Sweet.
And then here my godmother helped my grandmother to travel to England. And after when my grandmother was settled in a while, she sent for my uncle, which him pass away a long time now. Cause if my mother passed away, may she rest in peace, you know.
Amen.
You know, the funny thing is, as Allison was saying earlier on, that, you know, it may seem strange, it may look funny that, you know, she wished for things like, you know, just having new things, new clothes, you know, things where, you know, where your brother and sister them grow up and them say, come here, boy, and put it by you, and then something there. And, you know, imagine, cause me said to you know, a 10 away, you know. And them days they, you know, just have your brother and sister, you know. You also have some little niece and nephew to run around at the same time. And you have your cousins them and all them things they are run around at the same time too. But as Allison said, the only difference is that in those time there, it did build a tight community. You understand me? So in those days, people could have say, you know, oh, may I run go a market, look pan them pitney there for me, and it wouldn't be a problem. Nobody never did put no price pan you and not like that. As all time people say one and wash the other. Everybody just help each other as them go along in the journey. You understand me? But at the same time, as Allison said, it kind of put one fire in our still. Well, me know it put something in me because from a young youth, me was a youth where me look upon the struggle. You understand me? And you know, it's sad that even in these times, you have the youth, them fight them parents and say, oh, you didn't do that and you didn't do this or you didn't do that. But I believe, say, in my time when we grew up, we saw the struggle. You understand me? And we knew in our hearts that, you know, if them could have do better than give a cornmeal porridge with broke up crackers or bread, they would do so. We knew that. You understand me? Because I remember as a youth, I come in sometime and my granny would say, boy, I Ben Johnson there today, you know. You understand me? You know, when I Ben Johnson there, I can anything from ton cornmeal to, you understand what I say? But at the same time, we just humble, innit? You understand me? We know, say, boy, one thing we know that Sunday I go nice. When them find the thing, you know. Understand me? But we know, say, boy, if any other day in the week sticky, Sunday, I go nice. And, you know, we used to look forward to it. And, you know, another thing when I kind of miss, I don't know if anybody else miss it, but me know, say, me miss it. Me used to like the vibes where the whole I would sit down around the table. You know, now me seeing at them time, yeah, youth in a them room, this them family member in a one next room. Understand me? Instead of them even come and talk physical to them people, them in the same yard, I text them mother, I text them father and all them things. No.
Very true, brother.
That's so true. So true.
Yeah, you know, I miss and always reflect back on the days when, you know, we all used to sit around the table because around the table, that's when we got the information. You know, our elders would say, boy, where you learn at school this week. And,
exactly.
you know, you start to talk or you start to say, You
Yeah.
know, and everything was around the table.
Yes.
Understand me? And when I reflect back and think about those days, to be honest, I miss it because I miss the feeling and I miss the love
Yeah.
that come with it. As Allison expressed earlier on, that there was not a lot of money, and I think most of us born in the 50s and 60s can say that.
Yeah.
Money was not it wasn't great.
Yeah.
Understand me? But I remember there was a lot of love.
Mm.
You understand me? I even remember my granny always saying to me, say, boy, when you become a man, even if you don't have money, and you have your youth, them, if you go amongst them, and if you even feel rub your hand in them head and tell them, say you love them, you must do that.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh my God.
But anyway, as may I say, with the music thing,
yeah.
My grandmother was a woman. They used to keep shubin. So, I even one day I met joke and I said, boy, my granny was a DJ and we never even know because there was no music. Our record we make the woman never have.
Right.
So them used to keep shubin and thing and to be honest, from me small, me just love music. Curious about music in our way. When you're pitney, you don't really understand things. So, me always used to go to my granny and I said to her, oh, the people them getting at the record. I understand about say, them have to go in a studio and thing. Remember I go behind the grand back all them something there and I look for see. All them the thing they were pitting to you know, reach to the levels yet for you understand about them thing there. But I was always in love with music. Somehow music was just resonate with me. You understand me? And as I said through my grandmother and thing, they were musical people as well, always playing music, had beautiful voice. My grandmother had a beautiful voice. My mother had a beautiful voice. The old man had a beautiful voice. Just hearing the music all the while, me just know say me want to go that way there. And then when I start listening to two artists as a youth was my artist still, Don't get me wrong, I love many other artist style. But as a youth, I grew up, my two main artists was Dennis and ERROL DUNKLEY.
Okay.
ERROL come from same West Kingston as well. ERROL was, because people know like the superstar ERROL, but ERROL was amongst my family from way back from me, can remember.
Right.
My bigger brother, big up yourself, Glenn Sloley. I'm a biggest sister Tatsy, I'm a Pamela, my cousin them Pamela and Jennifer and Lance and the whole of them from outer Pinkley. You understand what I say? So we were looking up to like ERROL, our cousin Tony Brevet from the Melodonians. We were looking up to them. I was looking up to Glenn, as my elder brother, but definitely, me know say me want come sing two songs. Put it that way. You understand me? Yeah. Come I will leave it open to you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's not go too far into Slowly's just yet.
Slowly, yeah.
Come back to Allison Mason.
Yeah, you want back
Sharon, please
Yeah.
get Allison Mason back and take her through the school days, if you would.
Come take a step across.
Yes, my bless.
Yes, Miss Allison.
And greetings to all those who have recently joined as well. Blessings.
Yes. Yes, they came to hear your story. We were here to give you your flowers, right? So then why hear about it?
All right, Mama.
Allison, tell us about, matter of fact, let's go back to what age were you when you went to England? When your
Well, I was
family
born here, as I said. I went back and
Oh, you
forth.
were born here.
Yes,
Okay,
I
okay.
was. I was going back and forth from a very young age.
Okay.
Just as we were saying, the way the family structure was set up, in
Okay.
those days, So unfortunately, my natural father and my mom didn't really work out. So I was raised by a stepfather. So yeah, so that's
Okay.
how that actually happened. But
Okay,
that's
so
the
tell me
time,
about school.
Yes.
Yeah, I hear you. Tell me about school.
School
What
days
was it
were
like
good
for you?
days. School days were good days. We don't see it at the time, obviously, but when we look back, we do realize that they were good days. To my later part of schooling, my mother went to live in the country over here. When she left London and she went to live in the country because it reminded her of home, because she's in the seaside up in Devon. And it's
Okay.
like a cold Caribbean, put it that way. But it's very pretty,
Right.
very nice in the
Mhm.
summertime. But
Yes.
unfortunately, the people down there, they're not too used to we. You understand me? And our
Yeah,
way
yeah, they want you
and
for
our
that.
culture
True.
and everything. So I experienced at I'd say from like 13 up, some racism, to be honest. At the time, I didn't know what it was because it's something brand new. But
Right.
it was very telling for me. And it actually, I got so militant that the minute anybody says something black, me ready for fight. You understand what I'm saying? And that made me become more interested in my blackness, my roots, my history, my culture. And I began to do a lot of soul searching and researching. I studied a lot of Pan-Africanism,
Yeah.
Garvey, the stories of Steve Biko and Kwame Nkrumah. I studied our history, our story, Nani, you understand, Harriet Tubman, and I became very, very militant. And I painted my bedroom red, gold, and green. And I started growing my locks. And
Empowerment.
yeah, just empowerment. You understand me? And so growing up, that was me. We grew up in the church. We had to go to church, very spiritual
Right.
person. Mom always singing prayers, and we had to learn our Bible as well as our times tables, because she's also a teacher. I teach as well. That's my day job. So we've always had that thing for serving, for giving back as well, So um so obviously that wasn't to my mother's liking, me becoming Rasta, Dotted Dread and all of those things and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. But I really went quite deep into it. I was a long skirt Rasta woman, I would say. You understand me? For a few years, well. For a few years, well. Some of the concepts and the some of the precepts and concepts of Rasta, I will still hold to, but I now you go back to your roots, you go back to where you're coming from, and I'm coming from the church, so now I fully hold up my hands and say, Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior. That's my personal thing, but I'm very conscious, I'm very pro-black, especially when it comes on to issues, social economical issues, housing, education. That's why I work with children, so I've always and still am a Pan-Africanist. I will say that. And I think those early experiences that I had of racism, you know, um, shaped that for me. Yeah.
But Joy, when you got to school, when you go into school though, all what you've learned, right? They're not teaching you that in school.
Listen, let me tell
If
you
you had a
I'm very old fashioned. You understand me? And you might have all the new fandangled ways and things of doing things, but nothing for me beats the old fashioned standards and values. And I love all the children that I teach and that I work with, and even those that are not in my year group or in my class. When I walk through the school I teach primary school. but from reception, from nursery, go right up to year 6. Miss Allison, everybody knows me, everybody waves me, talks to me because I show them real love and I'm firm with them when I need to be. And, and especially our Black children, a lot of the education that they're given it's not for their own, sometimes not for their own benefit. So I always try to give them my own Black history lessons. I always make sure we have reflections in the classroom of not just sportsmen and Black musicians, but Black architects, Black engineers, Black inventors, Black scientists, Black pioneers, so they have something to attain to, because I can remember being in the classroom and not being reflected. So I'm saying
exactly my
you
point.
understand what I'm saying? So I'm very passionate about making the children aware of what they can be, and it's even with Shining Stars, we try to help the up and coming artists. We try to help other artists that might not even come under the umbrella of Shining Stars, but some artists can surely look back and say, we were the first ones that gave them the opportunity to work with a band, or we were the first ones to give them a certain stage, or things like that. So it's just about each one teach one, and unity is strength. That's something that we truly believe in, collectivity,
100%.
organization, and
Just
centralization.
saying this, the pictures kind of gone funny, and
Pardon me?
Sorry, don't worry, I've muted him.
Oh, that was Brother Aaron. Is that right?
Yeah, so I'm saying now, you, as much as you went through that racism, it was a teaching moment for you, which again shaped who you are.
Definitely.
Now you instill that or impart that to your students, because it's like, well, I live here in the US.
Yes.
It's a little bit different. You know what I mean? I'm born in England, you was here in the US. They alert you to certain things, and some things they'll leave behind. Going to school in England now, them not telling not.
Let me tell you something. I mean, at the moment I'm doing year 4. I do normally from year 4, 5, or 6. I prefer the older children, but I've done year 4 for about 4 years, not back to back, but and it's the same curriculum. You do the Tudors, you do the Amazon, you do the Vikings. You understand me? So I supplement all of this. So I will say to them, okay, well, in the time of the Vikings, in Egypt and Ethiopia and Africa, we had universities, we had monuments, we had mathematical structures that to this day cannot be analyzed. You understand? I tell them about Hannibal, about Shaka Zulu, about, queens and kings. And I teach them that it's not, our history didn't begin with slavery, because the children over here, that's what they're taught basically when it comes on
That's right.
Black history or Black culture. But I let them know that centuries before that, there was dynasties, there was legacies, there was Kush, there was Kemet, there was the ancient kingdom of Zimbabwe. There was so many ancient kingdoms, the trading that we used to do with Europe before they took it upon themselves to enslave us. We used to actually trade with them and get along with them. You understand me? So I let them know, and I also let them know, that so many of our inventions are actually made by us as African descendants. But unfortunately, as we know, through the time of slavery, deliberately we weren't able to read and write. So when patents were put in, for example, peanut butter, the letterbox, the iron, the mop, the broom, there's so much things that we invented, but we haven't been accredited for it, because obviously it was taken from us. So there's so much hidden history that we feel is our duty, even before this, when I used to be on a community station called Power Jam with Sugar Dread, and we used to do Black history, and that was my part, because obviously Sugar Dread is the DJ, but I used to do Black history every week for about almost 8-9 years. And, you know, it was just all about edutainment, you understand, empowerment. And, you know, I used to read Acts of Faith by Ian Van Zandt, just to give people self-esteem and self-love and things like that. So I've always been, you know, along in that vein.
Can start?
Yeah. I want to go back to the time when you became, you know, conscious minded.
Yes.
You decided to become a Rasta.
Yes.
What years were they?
Wow. Well, I would say the consciousness awakened within me from the ages of 13 up. And
13 up. Okay.
I put on my locks when I was 16 years old, and I didn't cut them till I was 32.
Right.
So that's to give you,
Right.
you know, the timeline for that. And you know, as I said, it was a time of searching because I was being attacked. You understand? I was being called the N-word. You understand? I was being, you know, people were making fun of my hair, my lips, my nose, my shape, you know, things like that. And it was just an attack.
Yeah.
And something that I hadn't been used to.
Yeah.
So I had to defend myself. So when they're telling me, when they're calling me names, I'm calling them cavemen, illiterate Neanderthals, or whatever I feel to say. And I let them know that we are the ones who civilize you. We are the ones who taught you how to clean yourself. We are the ones who taught you maths, who taught you English. You understand what I'm saying? We are the ones who created the alphabet. You understand? We are the ones where papyrus come from, Africa. You understand me? The first this, the first university, the first educators. I was so militant that, as I tell you, it's either if you don't listen to me, it's fight. I'm fighting. You know what I'm saying?
And let me ask you, you know, because I know you became Rasta. Your parents weren't too supportive of that side of you.
Not at all.
Did
Not
they
at
really understand what you had to endure as a child?
No, because at that time, my stepfather was in Jamaica, so I was just with my mom at that time, and she was of the ilk where you keep your head down, you don't say nothing, you don't make trouble, and you hope it goes away. Whereas I was like, no, I'm gonna stand up and say to these people, don't talk to me like that, don't call me this, don't come on, Allison, come on, leave them alone. You understand? That was not me. You understand me? We have that warrior spirit within we. And and even though our parents had it, they also were more subservient, you know, in their attitudes and in their things like that. Whereas we decided, say, no, we're not going to take this or whatever. So what I used to do, which me and my mother used to have many conversations about, because I'm a book person and so is she as well. So it was Bible for Bible, verse for verse, parable for parable and everything. But no, they were not pleased, you know. But in saying that, out of all of her children, I'm the only one that can say, you know, there's music, I can show albums. She used to come to the concerts. You know, to come and watch me with Twinkle Brothers and thing, you understand? So even though, you know, there was that thing at first, you know, she was proud to see that, you know, I got on TVJ, which was wonderful because everybody in the family can tune in. I was on TVJ for 3 nights a week. So those things really made her proud, you understand? So even though at one point I was the black sheep, I was the rebellious one, there's still things that I know that I've done to make my mom proud. And so
and I bring that up because, you know, especially when we look at, you know, the issue with kids nowadays, there's something that is lacking, right? During the early hours of this conversation, we were talking with Andrew Sloley, and he said something that I love so much, because anytime people say to me, if you had a time machine, you can go back in time, what era would it be? I always say I'd love to go back to the late 60s, 70s.
Yes.
They ask me why. And I say, because that was when we used to sit at the table.
True.
We had conversations. My dad
Yes.
would ask me because my father brought up 4 kids by himself. Yeah. And that was where you hear all the dramas like community news, everything. You hear it, even down to, ooh, he's in love. That's why he's not eating, you know, and all that kind of stuff.
You know, it's so.
You hear about it all.
Yes.
We
You
lack
know.
nowadays. That's
Yes.
what
You
we lack,
know.
you know.
It's so true. It seems, you know, it seems as what actually brought us together was, you know, in those days, we couldn't get mortgages, we couldn't get housing. That's why we all lived together in one big house, one partner, and then one by one, everybody move out and get their place. And it seems, you know, what we were actually striving for is being to our detriment almost, because as Andrew said earlier, and you just repeat, there was so much more of a community and a family amongst ourselves. You know, we would all know each other. We would know each other's families.
That's it.
Yes, you know, and as you said, you know, the thing around the table, you know, these kids nowadays, you know, they just heads down, thumbs out, and they just do like robots, you know. You had to have conversations. You have to learn to interact with people. You know, we used to make our own entertainment. I'm sure we all used to push back the center table and say, come on, dance for me, show me something, do something. You know, we had to do something. You know, we used to entertain, have fun, play Ludi, Domino, Monopoly, card games.
Yeah.
You know, it was so much more of a unity and a family thing, you know, and that is something that, as you said, you know, you know, our children and their children's children generation.
Yeah.
Have missed out on. I agree.
I in light of the conversation that we're having now, I just want to put it out there that I do not want to rush this conversation. Yeah. I don't want to cram anything in. I just want it to be organic. So if we run out of time, we're going to invite you back.
All right.
Okay.
A blessing.
Okay, good. So as long as you're aware. So when we talk about the family life, we talk about you were becoming a rebel. We came to the point where you experienced racism. You know, I experienced that firsthand myself, just hanging around my father. My father used to work in the Navy. He went from the Navy to being a heavyweight boxer. So we always saw a man with big, massive biceps, and we felt secure around him, right? Until we went to a laundrette, and then I experienced firsthand racism.
Yeah.
So I feel and understand what you went through and why you rebelled, because I started rebelling as well. My father couldn't come take.
Yeah, it hurts so much. You know, you got that knot in your chest.
Yeah.
You understand me? And you just, you know, you can't breathe, and you know, there's no outlet for it. And this is the problem, you know, with our youths today, and what we had facing as well. You know, there was no outlet to channel and to turn that rage and that anger and that sadness and that frustration.
Yeah.
All it needs is a few tweaks, and it's turn into positive energy, into creativity, into great and wonderful and marvelous things. And this is why I'm so invested in the youths.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we are passionate, but that can be taken as aggression. We are loud. We are loud and we're expressive.
Right.
That can also be perceived as dangerous and aggressive. And, you know, we keep on boxing down the children and putting them into boxes instead of just letting them be and express them natural self, because we are culturally different.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do and say things differently. We do cook differently. There's nothing wrong, you know, with this PC world that we're living in. Yes, it's not good to cause offense to people, but you're causing offense to me when you don't recognize and acknowledge my difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I have to recognize and acknowledge yours, but you don't want to do the same for me.
Yeah.
Where the rebel in me has always been and will always be. It's tempered down so much. Even when I was in school, you know, I started strike. I started a real strike, and you know, I've always been a leader in that sense, but I've just been a rebel, yeah. And
Right.
I think it's fun to be a rebel too.
Yeah, you know, especially a rebel with guidance and
with a cause.
direction, I should say.
Rebel with a cause is it's
That's
rebel
right.
with a
True.
cause.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
this is the thing, you know, I mean, I was able to channel my own rage and everything that I felt. I was able to start writing. That's what I did. I started to write poetry and
Okay.
poems like What is a Guan? That was
That's
the
where we're
titles.
getting to. Yeah.
Domestic, what was it? No, was it I wrote one on domestic violence, but I call it something else. I can't remember the name, but I wrote one on Stephen Lawrence.
Okay.
I wrote one on South Africa. I was just writing poetry. I wrote one on people who are bullied. Anything, you understand? I would just write a poem on it, and then these poems became songs.
Right. And that's how you would channel your aggression.
Yes. I would just write lyrics. And I didn't even have rhythms or anything. But then when I was on Power Jam, I used to read out certain poems. You know, I wrote one about, at the time it was the DHSS and how them treat people and everything and things like that. Because I said to you at one time, I was deliberately out of the system. So when I was ready to come back into the system, it was very difficult.
Right.
And I wrote a poem about it, you know, little things like that. So I've always been, you know, creative as well. I've always loved drama. Again, you know, going back to the family environment. When it was time, I'd be up there doing cartwheels, gymnastics,
Right.
sing, I'd put on plays, make puppet socks. Remember, I used to make puppet sock?
Yes, of course.
I used to have episode and saga with them. You understand? And people want to know what going to happen next.
Exactly.
So,
It's
you know,
amazing you bring that up.
yeah, you know, it's just a thing that's always been within me, and you know, so it just went from that to that.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned you used to channel your aggression by writing.
Yes.
Because that brings us to the next step. So we're just going to pause there and bring
All
it
right.
slowly.
All right, then. Blessed love. Thank you so much. SINGERMAN.
Yeah. Bless up everyone who's logged into this show today. We are having a conversation with Andrew Sloley and Allison Mason. They are our guests. So for the audience who are here today, thank you each and every one for being here. And we come to Mr. Sloley now.
You can hear me. Make sure you can hear me still in attendance.
Yes. Good.
What an interesting reasoning, you know.
Yes. And you reminded us that's it. You reminded us of a time where we were sitting at the table, you know, and we used to hear firsthand information. I find that so critical, you know, especially through this conversation that we're having today, you know. And I think it's something which is being lost today in our society. So the mere fact that you brought it up, and I feel very, very passionate about us getting back to basics, you know, is so damn important. So I'm glad you brought that up today.
Yeah, man, 10 star, because, you know, what a lot of people don't realize is that that kind of liberty bonds the family together. You understand me? From you can have your family member and you can say to yourself, say, boy, a 10-year, me no say so and so, and a 15-year, me no say so and so, and all them things there. That means, say, the band drop.
Yeah.
Understand? Because me and my mother rest in peace, but my mother and my grandmother, as long as me live, them two women, they me not forget, because I look at them that they were everything in one. You understand me?
Mm.
Yeah, sometime the man presence was not there.
Mm.
But if I'm to be honest, sometimes it wasn't needed because them stand them ground.
Right, right.
Understand, but them stand them ground. And you know, when them talk, them mean what them talk. You know,
Right.
you know, we see a lot of difference with the way how people are bring youth in a them time, yeah, because in a them time, yeah, they are more working to be friends with their children.
Yeah.
Understand me? But the difference when me I grow, you know your people love you, but you
Yeah.
also had to know your place.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand me? And you know, in a them time, yeah, I saw that I man have to sit down, you know, as a big man.
Yeah.
At them time, yeah, I really say what me I go say, but to all some people grow the youth them don't know them place. Oh, it's like when few people would have said, boy, you think me I your size?
Yeah.
Understand me?
Yeah.
But you know a size with them people.
Yeah.
So when them people talk to them not listen to them because
Yeah.
you bring yourself to fit them level. So no, them know it's role models because sometimes some people say, boy, I don't know the youth them are going so. No, no, why the youth them are going so. The youth them not seeing enough role models. You know, somebody as big people we should have know better.
Yeah.
And certain things where the youth them are do. And we're not supposed to flex them with them.
Well, I tell you what, so some of the parents, as Sharon would remember, because we're all from that same area in time, right? Was some came from single parent families, yeah? And the father had to go to work or the mother had to go to work, whichever was the dynamic, right? And they had to work certain hours, right? Now, if you had to work certain hours, that means you would have to entrust the oldest child in the family to ensure that the little ones were okay.
Straight.
You know the dynamic. And if anything happened to the younger ones, oh, Jesus.
All right. All right. So you lick pan a thing now, Kenster. Understand me? And the truth is, time have changed. You know, if the laws and things were in place now, boy, if it were people them would have gone to prison a whole heap of time.
True.
Because as you said, mother have to work a certain time, father have to work a certain time. So if you are even 1 day older than your brother and sister, you are the one who have to look on them.
Yeah.
You understand what I say? And when them tell you, I saw it go. Because I'm going to tell you a little thing where you bring up this thing here. And me remember as a youth. Me remember my mother go out one day and she said, boy, no care who come here, don't open the door. You see, if you open the door, you're going to see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, yes,
true.
Mommy. You say, yes, mommy. And you know, with that there, and my grandmother coming up.
Yeah.
My grandmother. I said, boy, are your granny? Open the door. I said, granny, I can't open the door. Mom said, I not open the door. If I open the door, I get beaten. I mean, he's a man we're afraid of beating, you know. Once me I get beaten, I start cry before even the lick reach me. Yeah. I walk to them a ball already. He said, boy, open the door, boy. They can't open the door. And she go away.
Yeah.
I have my godmother at the same thing, Auntie Vera, may she rest in peace. At the same thing. When they come there, if I'm me at the gate, man, you're not coming in. You understand me? But, you know, me get to grow and do those things, them even credit me upon them things. You know, when you're youth, you feel good when your people, them a talk about you and I say one thing with so and so. You see, when you tell him something, I hear where you say something there. But those things only manifested because whether for richer or poorer, they were bonding with us.
Yeah.
You understand me? We were sitting around the table. So we were having conversation with one another. You
Yeah.
understand me? You know, how can it be now that we live in a time that a youth can kill himself and the parents say, boy, I never know nothing wrong with him. You know, sometimes we must look into some things.
Yeah.
You understand me? Me know when me I grow, my grandmother and my people, they know when me hungry. They know when me sick. They know when me not feel so happy. Them know because them know we.
Yeah.
And you can't know things when you're born with it.
Right.
You can't have something around you every day, and if you're not born with it, you still not know it. You know it presence.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you not know the person. You not know even the pet.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me? You don't know the presence of people around you.
Yeah.
Son and daughter. You know our presence, but you don't have no idea. So you're not born. You don't have no idea where them are go through. Sometimes some people out the road know them more than you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's like me have to work my heart sometime, you know.
No, and this is wise reasoning. You understand? We're here to talk about your journey, what makes you you. Now, you said a very important thing that, you know, when the parent here said they killed their child, they don't even know them. And that's a sad story because it's ongoing. And people are still not understanding why. The table talk is very important. It's very important. Another positive thing you say, your parents knew if you were sick, if you're not happy, and they were willing to listen. These days, people are so caught up in other worldly things, they forget. What about the
you
child?
know, that's what I was saying earlier on about the you know, we kind of get a bit too material and we use materials to be the answer to things. You know, but there's a balance in everything, you know. Yeah, not wrong with giving your children nice things, but you also have to give them life teachings.
Yes,
understand me? You have to give them life teachings because when we was a youth, as we are grow, our grandmother reveal certain things to it.
Right.
Understand me? Them are reveal things to we go past. Them are reveal things how we must even live amongst ourselves because it's not everybody amongst ourselves of the love. You know, and we have to realize these things. You know, we mustn't always just be speaking a story only about that we were enslaved and we were this or we were that and all them something there. Me personally is a man who believe like this. Some things we have to leave to the Almighty. Because whether we know it or not, some things are actually his purpose. And sometimes we are fighting down things that is actually the purpose of God.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because anywhere a change must take place in the earth, suffering have to be there. Yeah.
Yep.
And people
that's the balance. It's a balance.
Suffering have to be there. Even we as a people where move from one place to our next place. When the first move where you move is a sufferings. As was spoken earlier on, all people we have to live in a bungalow up in a one place because we can't afford to have our own space. So we have to bundle up together. And in those period of time when all 10 are up on one bed, sometimes your brother and sister piss you up. You wake up and you have to look to see if you piss up yourself or all them. So remember them thing there. And my granddad said, come down off of the bed. I wish on a piece like dinky donkey. And you know, I put you over the pail to stand up and there with the people if you come down.
You bring up some serious memories, boy.
I know, but listen, that's too funny. That's really
up and say, Andrew, why you got this off?
No, because remember them thing there is a suffering. You know, but at the same time, there's one thing when me kind of hold dear to my heart, and me always say, Me nah say me an angel, and me nah say me never stray before, and me nah say me never find myself adrift somewhere. But something always draw me back. You understand what me I say? And firstly, me would have said God, but then secondly, me would have still said God, but using the people them will grow me. You understand me? That because the words where them used to speak at most time was uplifting words. You understand me? You know, you mustn't grudge nobody. Bad mind nobody. Granny always used to say, any good way you want for yourself, you have to want it for other people. Boy, you must just live for yourself. You understand?
True.
Hard the things, man. Hard granny teaching, man.
Yes, when me look now, those words of I say to people all heap of times, so when my people them pass away, them never left no material thing. Them never have nothing to left. But them left principles.
Yeah.
You understand me? Yeah, them left principles to me more valuable more than the money. You understand me? Because if me have health and strength, me can make money for myself.
All right.
So it's not a crime to me that them never get to leave anything. But them leave a blueprint with me. You understand me? Where teach me and show me, say no matter what me I go through in a life, me for hold up my head. You understand?
Yes.
My granny would always say, boy, let me tell you something. Every day won't be the same. It's better for you to walk for nothing than sit down for nothing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And those are the things where Andrew Sloley hold to himself. And that man, me's a loving person.
Yeah.
Yeah, you say it's a reasoning show, so I can open my heart on the show. He's a man like this. If you even against me, still love. You understand me? Because me no make people energy change me. You understand me? All me do, if me sister boy, me assure you the love and you still want to stay in the dark, then me love you from afar. You understand me? Because in everything we have to use wisdom. So me not go in at the lion mount when me say the lion no come with me. You understand me? But it's still a love. Me never find myself I wish nobody bad. And I'm not like that. And I truly believe, say, a lot of that go down to the teachings where we did I get in the house as a youth. You understand me? Them never grow with a live just to itself. You understand me? As I said earlier on, we come from a big family. If I one sweetie, remember me I'm telling you, you know, that one sweetie that have to find a way to share for every youth.
Right? Yeah.
Taking me back in time, brethren.
Sometimes when it's broke and it not reach near you yet, you want to start ball to run.
And you want to know the size your sister and your brother get.
I say, I'm a granny skillful. Yeah. And when she come to you, the last one, she mount you and say, hey, you think you ain't again, but
no. Oh man.
You know, those little things, you know, when you live the, you know, come in a adulthood like where we reach now. You know, people wouldn't know, so sometimes you sit down to yourself alone and those little things like what me I talk about now come to your mind and put a smiles by your face.
Real talk.
And you feel thankful still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though it was times, as we say, you know, money never debut and it's scarce, you know, but me get to realize at the end of the road and the end of it all, if love was never there, you never had nothing, man.
It's true.
But that's the truth, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, even when I look at the latter years of my father's life and how, he coped with 4 kids. I kind of look back, and now as a big man, I know that there were a lot of times where he struggled, right? But because of the love that he shared in the household, we were oblivious to it. We never knew it. As far as I was concerned, we were up there.
Yeah. You understand what I say? So, you know, it's so it go, because, you know, sometimes when you actually in the journey, you don't see everything where you have to see.
Yeah.
Right.
But you go on further in
Yeah.
the journey. And it's when you look back, you put the dots together. And
Yeah.
that's a 10 star. 4 round in the house. You know, I eat. Understand me? You know, have on clean clothes.
Yeah.
Not dirty. But now as a big man, you realize that the sacrifice the way your father make.
Yeah.
I eat the one.
Yeah.
Understand what I'm saying?
I salute the parents, you know, because we also have to acknowledge while we're talking about this that, you know, our parents didn't have the answers to a lot of the madness that we were going through. However, they didn't want us to go through it, but they didn't have, you know, that there wasn't a rule book that says this is what you do. Yeah. I got to realize, even when I started to work for TFL, I started working as a controller, yeah? And there was a lot of people that had worked there previous to me being there, right? And as an elder, you know, he had retired like many years ago. And when he started to work for the underground, you know, when, you know, the UK at the time, back in the 60s, were looking for Caribbean and African workers to work on the underground because, you know, the Brits weren't doing it and they didn't want to work on the transport. Yeah. So the Caribbean workers and, you know, the African workers came across, they started to work on the underground. And can you believe it even hurts some to this day to know that, you know, there were certain white people who felt like we blacks had tails.
Yeah, yeah.
And they used to tell their story and they used to be in so much pain about it. But they never had the answers. They were submissive. They said, oh, no, don't go there. Listen, just be humble. But as Allison was talking about it earlier, right, I think they were more just wanted to get through their day with peace and quiet. Don't bring the police to my door. Whereas me, I grew up because, like I said, my father couldn't contain me because I saw a lot of the stuff he went through. I would say, why are you doing this free work? Because he was a plumbing engineer and he would do a lot of work for people and they wouldn't pay him. And I used to say, wait, how comes he didn't pay you? And he goes, son, don't worry. Always do good from your heart.
Yeah, but you see, you know,
I was looked upon as the rebel because my calm down.
Yeah, but we would be the ones who would be the rebel. But for me, when I look upon with people in the sense of they were more wanted at all costs with peace as much as possible to establish.
Yeah.
You understand me? And if them did not go fight the war, the establishment where them want wouldn't come.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You understand me? Yeah. It's the establishment. You know, when you try to establish something, you know want no spanner in the work.
Yeah.
You understand me? So them know the thing there.
Yeah.
Them we at the time was we just go humble
and
till we get where we want.
Your sound is going, so take note of your sound.
Understand me? I'm move the mic. No, me say the spirit of our people was to humble and we get where we want.
Yeah, yeah.
You understand me? Because I remember one day 10 star, you know. Me was a youth like this. You see, if me go up on any work and then talk to me too funny or anything like that, me cuss off them blow and if they give me one apron, me take you off and dash it on the floor and cuss them and go about my business.
I hear you. I hear you.
I remember one year this said thing happened to me, you know. I'm going and go back to what we say. When you're band with your people, them know you. As soon as I come in the yard, my granddad look at me and say, hey, you tell me what happened. Yeah. You just look at me and say to me, say, tell me what happened. And I say, oh, then talk to me funny and them talk to me like that. I'm going to cuss them off.
Right.
And dash them apron and sit and give them.
Right.
You know, I feel the way how she talked to me that day there, she never talked to me with no anger, no nothing. Calmness. My granny just look at me and say, let me tell you something. If I saw you go on everywhere you go, you will never fear after be nothing. And just the way how she say it to me, it touched me. Because me's an ambitious person, me's a working person, a get up and go person. And when she just calmly look at me and say, boy, let me tell you something. If I saw you go on everywhere you go and people say something to you, you cuss them and you fling down clothes and you will never be nothing. And I say, oh, I say, no man, I want to be something. You understand me? I'm a change, my flex. I not make them take liberty, but I just deal with it in a one different way. So I not always stop and start again.
Right.
And that may I try for sure the youth themselves.
Right.
You know, on some of the music and some of the things when I listen to kind of glorify this street life and this.
Right.
You know, not showing no love for those who is around you and that thing there, but them thing the uncle that turn you into a prisoner.
Right.
Are a victim of somebody else who does have the same mind thought like you. No feels like life carries no values.
Yeah.
You understand me? Yeah. Our people struggle, but they still saw the value.
Andrew, a lot of us, and Sharon as well, I'm talking to everyone, you know, especially in the Black community. And why I like these conversations, you know, whether it's the Live Conversation show or it's the Raising Awareness show, you know, I like to go a little bit deep. And the reason why I do that is because when we look at our society today, there's loads and loads of young people, also some people of our age range who are going through some serious mental health issues. Yeah. And it's amazing how much of the past has been internalized in the rage which is boiling up within. And it gets so out of hand that many of us are committing suicide. If you look at the suicide rate that is going on, especially in the UK, I'm just going to talk about the UK only.
True.
About America and the rest of the world. But in the UK, it's so diabolical. You'll be astounded at how many people are committing suicide on a daily basis. It's almost, you know, amazing that, or you know, when I look at the system, I'm asking myself, why isn't this being labeled as a pandemic? You know, and it's because a lot of stuff is not being expressed, it's being internalized, and many of us are suffering. We do a mental health awareness show, which is at the end of each month. As a matter of fact, our next show is going to be next week, Sunday, you know, and on that show, we talk about the mental health of, you know, the people who are suffering in our societies today. You'll be amazed at how many people, you know, are falling over themselves in pain and stress and dismay, people who cry on the shows and so forth. And it's the first time they've ever been able to express themselves. So the mere fact that you're being transparent and you're talking about these things and we're able to express them in real time, I applaud you for speaking your truth in real time, because I truly hope that these shows, once watched back, is going to help a lot of people to see where we have come from, what we have been through. There wasn't no rule book, but we're still finding our feet as we go along.
No,
and we need to get back to basics.
You know, because as we were saying earlier.
Sorry, stick a pin there, Andrew, slowly. Sorry, Pam says her cousin took her life last year. She was 28. shock the family. We send our condolences to you, Brick Queen.
Yeah, you know, we really, because as 10 Stars say, you know, the show is a show where we, you know, we just highlight certain things. And, you know, as I go back and say around the table, you know, those families who may be listening to the show, or if you're not even live on the show, you may see the rerun of the show. You know, it's important that, you know, there's 7 days in the week. If it's even 1 day out of the week, have a day where you bring the family together and you all sit together and speak to each other, talk to each other.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because as 10 Stars say, so many people keeping things inside of them. You know, and a lot of the times is that people find themselves in the position in them not really feel like them have nobody around them who they can trust. So sometimes it's not even that people want to talk, but them say, boy, me go tell so and then she him go tell so and then everybody know me I got through, you know, and all those things is, and you know, I would like to also say, if somebody confide in you, you know, keep it.
Yeah.
You understand me? Because sometimes even just when you tell the person, tell you know, you go tell other people now, you even make the person gone down in a worse depression. If a depression them must suffer from, or if them feel suicidal, you make them even more feel like say you can't trust nobody and you can't. No, you know, we're not to be like that.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You know, we're not to be like that. And, you know, the truth is you have a lot of people like that. Them on go on ear ping and, you know, them take up them phone and then and them more and then start text and them start never thinking in themselves, oh, can I help the sister? Oh, can I help the brother?
Yeah.
You understand me? And that's why I say I listen to a lot of people and, you know, don't get me wrong. We know that history shows say we was enslaved and this happened to us and all that. But I say greater things is happening to us amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
Because many trapping at the past are trying to fight past events. They are not seeing the present events that is going on now that need to be addressed.
Right.
And that is our youth, because they are the man and woman of tomorrow. And if they are destroyed, then our future is already destroyed.
Yes.
You understand? Yeah.
Right. So we're gonna stick a pin right there, Andrew, and we're gonna bring in Allison, because this conversation is so deep, so true. We want I love it.
Allison,
bring in Miss Allison.
Yeah, but you know, yeah, we give thanks for the reasoning still. True.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes, man.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yes.
Back again, relay, you know?
Yes, sister. So
beautiful reasoning still, you know?
It is, but you know what? It's needed, because you and Andrew as shining stars, you built a platform to help people, right? You're trying to help them understand and try to get through life and give themselves purpose in the in between time.
Yeah.
People have to understand where you are coming from, why you do what you do.
True, man.
You understand the importance of understanding that these
I just want to say,
two.
yeah, sorry.
Yes.
I'm just looking through the so much conversation. I just wanted to send, is it Pam who lost her family, a family member?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, heartfelt condolences, Pam, you know? So sad, you know, as we were saying, you know, stresses and pressure of life, you understand? But
yeah, of course.
Condolences. Blessed love, Sugar Dread, you know, Sugar Dread is a part of my musical journey, you know.
Yes.
Really had to mention Power Jam.
Yes. Sugar Dread has been around for a long time.
Yes.
Long time, yes.
Long name. Yeah, his name's been ringing.
Yeah, man.
Mm.
So, Sugar Dread is definitely a part of my musical journey before the days of
Good.
Shining Stars, because
Right.
we've, stepping stones, each stone
Yes,
takes
of course. Yes.
next in this
Yes.
journey, Mm-hmm.
So like we were saying that, people have to understand where you guys are coming from. Your stories
Yeah.
are both powerful, but the same. You know what I
True.
mean? I guess that's why you two work so well together, because you both have the love and understanding of your roots. So let me put it back to this.
Yes.
It's the foundation
Truly,
of your household.
Well,
Pour
as
on that.
as the great Marcus Garvey said, people without knowledge of their history don't know where they are going. And he said,
but that's what it is.
In the race of life, without confidence, you're twice defeated before you begin. So, these are the principles and the philosophies that, just meeting Andrew, and beginning Shining Stars, it's something that's to do with self-reliance, which is another Garvey principle.
Right.
Self-reliance is a thing where you come together and you do for yourself, for your community, to benefit the wider public, and then hopefully that has a snowball effect. And I would say it was a blessing. We was both parts of the industry at the time when we first met. Andrew was already a singer-songwriter. I had already at the time been a singer-songwriter, moved into acting, done theater, television and film, radio, voiceovers and hosting. So it was just a gelling and a combination of ideas, ideology, philosophies and thoughts, and just the way that we saw the UK reggae industry. Nothing wrong with it, but it was always, and sometimes I can still say even today, it's almost seen as, the poor relation, the sad, the one that's just running behind trying to catch up to the big sister or what have you. So we decided that, when you see, for example, if Beanie Man was to come over, you'd see a big campaign and you'd see a big promotional advert, and you see jingles, you see voiceovers, you'd see endorsements, you'd see just a natural progression and a build-up of hysteria and hype and all of that until the day of the actual show. So we were saying, well, okay, we're doing a show at the Utanani. Okay, it's JJ Born to sing, Mandy, Andrew Sloley, Wayne Rollins, the comedian. But we said, why don't we hype it the same way? You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's do a radio promotional tour.
Listen.
Yes.
Listen. I'm taking your roller skates off your feet.
I want them back, remember.
Because I'm a silver man. I got the silver grays, right? And you're moving too fast for me.
All right.
So I'm taking off your roller skates.
All right, let me ease up, put on the brake.
Right.
Take me right back now.
Right. But we're going to talk about the fullness of your journey, because I believe it's an amazing one. You're a contributor, and especially when we speak of our industry, especially in the UK, your name has to be called within them. You know what I mean? So with saying that, I want to take you back.
Okay.
Take you back before music became part of your profession, or what you did. But take you back to the time where you've just left school.
Right.
You've become this rebel, so to speak. I don't like using that word rebel, but you're rebelling against evil. Rebelling against.
That's all right.
Say what, Sharon?
I said, I don't either, but you know what? It's rebel with a cause. That's really what it is.
Cause, exactly. And there's a reason behind it that many of our parents didn't really understand what we were rebelling against, but we saw the pain and sorrow from our parents. So you become this person. From what I remember you saying, you went into writing, you were writing, you were expressing yourself.
Yes.
Now we're in high school, right? Now take me from where you're in high school, you've left school.
Right.
How, you know, this concept of music is really shaping where you wanted to head to.
All right. Well, at the time, the writing, the poetry was very dear to me. And I did a few workshops like at the Women's Press. And I began, you know, reading my poetry and things like that. And I was at one point going to publish. You know, that was something that I had actually explored at that time. And what happened was the music came almost simultaneously as the acting. So I did a lot of things, a lot of firsts along like in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s.
Right.
And our very own Sugar Dread here, of course, we was like Power Jam girls, you know. We used to do the adverts and the jingles and things like that. And then, you know, Sugar Dread say he wanted a secretary. Radio show at the time. I was
Run about what year was this? Give me an idea.
Oh my God, this is like early 90s, like 1991, like early.
Right.
Because I did my first album for Twinkle in 94.
And
I was already on Power Jam at that time.
Okay.
So yeah, so you needed a secretary, just, you know. So at the time, you know, pirate radio was real pirate radio. We used to move around from flat to flat. You know, it was a cat and mouse with DTI. Them come take the area, take the thing and the transmitter.
Tell me something. Where was Power Jam located?
We cannot tell you them things there. We were in so many different locations. Top secret, brother. Let me tell you, those days. Let me tell you, say, bless up Sugar Dread, you know, those days, you know, the adverts and the jingles were on cassette.
Yeah.
You understand me? And they were numbered on cassette, and you have to put in the advert, put in the jingle, and all those things, you know. So obviously, I'm not a radio DJ. Sugar Dread is the DJ. So my thing was to supplement the music with consciousness.
Right.
And as I said, education, but also entertainment. So that's where now I used to do, the Black History, the children's club. We had a children's club called the Wiki Wacky Club.
Okay.
And we used to do, talent shows. So I used to host these talent shows from way back then. So all of these things were like breeding ground for me for the things that came later. So, when people think that it's an overnight thing, it's not no overnight thing.
Right.
It's sowing good seeds for
Yeah.
a long time, So we used to do a lot of community work and community events.
Right.
And then also, as I said, we used to do a lot of singing. Me, myself, my good friend Clover and Lorna, we were very, very, we're like sisters even to this day.
Right.
And we used to sing a lot of the radio jingles and things like that. And then that led on to Beres Bassa saying that he wanted some harmony singers. He was doing some shows with like ERROL Dunkley and Alton Ellis and some other artists at the time and things like that, and Vivian Jones, and so we began to do harmonies for those artists, and Little Roy, Gregory Isaacs, and things like that. And then
So why were they calling your name to do harmonies? Were you renowned as a person to for doing that?
We wasn't actually renowned for it. As I said, we used to do jingles on Power Jam.
So based on the jingles.
And it was just based off that, Sugar Dread link us up with Beres Bassa. And then it went from there. And then, because I think out of the three of us as girls, I was the one who was more dedicated, you know. When we did the plays, I was the one who was more, you know, more proactive to do things in that sense. I would drag them along more, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I took it further in the sense when I met Twinkle Brothers and he was saying, you know, he liked my voice and do I do solo singing? So I said, well, I can do it because I was always upfront and bold and, you know, I wasn't afraid to do things. So, so I said, I can do it, but I've never done it before.
Right.
He said, do I have any lyrics? I said, no, but I've got a book of poetry.
Okay.
And he said to show me his book, show me my book. And I showed him the book and he was like, yes, you see what you need to do now. You can start putting some of these into songs or just little experiences where you go through, you write them. And he gave me a load of rhythms to listen to and just to see what I was feeling and what have you. And that's how my first album, Wailing, came
Right.
about, you know. And
Pick up in this, so
all
don't
right.
further because we're going to bring you back next time to share your musical journey. When we bring you back next time, we're just going to be talking about the stuff you've done in the industry, whether it was singing, the hosting, the radio, whatever it was, the acting. We're going to go there on the next.
All right.
Yeah. So in the meantime, between time,
Yes.
till we bring you back, I'm going to get the team to book you in for the next, you know, whenever it is.
All
And
right.
we'll just take it from there. Yeah.
Truly.
All right. Let's bring in Mr. Sloley.
Yes, sir. Singer man. At the relay, you know.
Don't worry, to keep my fit.
Andrew.
To keep my fit, brother.
Yeah. It's been a, you know, wonderful journey so far as to where we've gotten to. You know, you grow up with real good family values, you know what I mean? And it's understandable, you know, especially when I see you perform, you know, I can understand where the ethics is coming from, you know what I mean? Because there has to be a root, as far as I'm concerned, to the delivery of a person. And as we delve more and more into your life, your early life, I can see, you know, where this lover man, singer man is coming from. You know what I mean? We're not going to delve too much into it right now because I don't want you to go too deep in it, but we're going to bring it back next time for you to share the glory. You know what I mean?
Well, yes, sir, glory. You know, the funny thing is, when you do the music still, but sometimes you as the artist, you don't really see like the grounds where you cover. If you understand what I say. Yeah, you don't really see the grounds where you cover because you know, on one hand you feel like a boy, nothing now go on. But then you touch one place and some people that come up to you and they say, oh, I really love this song.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, your inspiration.
Yeah. I remember you, Andrew, from the days of MySpace.
Yeah, for real. I'm a dad.
I'm gonna say something to see if you remember. Nod Your Head Promotions.
Yeah, I remember them. Yeah.
Say no more. We're gonna go there, you know, but next time.
Yeah.
But you know, as you've left school, you were surrounded by people who were musical in your family. Especially ERROL DUNKLEY was a big inspiration for you. Your brother Glenn Sloley was in the industry. What is it that made you say, this is where I want to go to? Just take us up to that point and then stop.
No, as I said earlier on, from the young little youths, that was our thing. Me and Glenn used to night and day just lock down. Just rehearse. Man stand up in front of the mirror and just perform like the whole world, sing to, you know?
Yeah.
And Glenn, obviously, Glenn, I'm a bigger. But I wouldn't say bigger, because I'm taller than him, I'm a thing. But my elder brother. You know what I mean? Yeah. And, you know, Glenn opportunity come because I'm used to, I don't know if you remember Bouncing Ball at Peckham.
Yeah.
Him win there's so weeks and weeks per weeks talent wise and thing until producer Winston Edwards Studio 16 take him in. So you had like Glenn, Claudia Fontaine, may she rest in peace. You had the likes of Brown Sugar. And them acts there. Tipper Rankin, you know, Albions, you know. So when Glenn kind of get that little breakthrough under Studio 16, you did have a baby label called K&K. Which was Flight Night and Victor Kingan. Yeah. Flight Night whether the Blue Mountain theater thing, no. At that time, them thing they never birthed yet. But them did have a label called K&K. So that was Flight Night and Victor Kingan. I did record a track with them. Time, I think probably at the time I was about 16. But never did come through with that. But me used to open up for Glenn sometime and come and sing a 2 tune before Glenn come on and Brown Sugar and them big.
Okay.
So, you know, just like Allison said, not far away, it may have taken many years for our name for a call, but we did it from long time still. But everything in our life, the truth is opportunity.
Yeah.
You understand me? Opportunity, also promotion. You understand me? Because don't care how you are good at something. You know, if people don't highlight you, then nobody not gonna know.
Yeah.
And that was one of the passion what they drive us to come up with shining stars, because you know a man like me know that feeling. Me know that feeling like everywhere you go and you do something, people say, yeah man, you're a good singer, you know. But them not really call you in for nothing. Them not really shine no light on you. Them a tell you them things there. But them not shine, you know, them not play no part to shine the light upon you so some more people can. You understand me? So you know, that is one of the reasons why we did come up with Shining Stars.
Well, stick a pin right there, sir. Don't go no further, because we're going to bring you back. And, you know, when we bring you back, we're going to talk extensively about your musical career and proceed from there. I'm going to let Sharon ask you whatever question she wants to ask you, and then Sharon will lead it to that place where we ask the audience. All right?
Yes, Sharon.
Yes, sir. There's one question I wanted to ask you. As much as you loved the music, was there anything else in your life as a young man that you wanted to do aside from the music?
Well, to be honest, as a youth, I was a very good runner. I could run. Could run long distance, and I could run 100-meter sprint. But I just had a more passion for music, because I even remember when sports time would come around, the sports teacher would actually bribe me and come with some spikes and say, you know, if you run, you get to wear these spikes and and then me would have to do it, but me never love it in the same way like me love music. So anyway, me put music there, that's where me would have more inclined. And then me was a kind of shy when me did young and I grew up, because my granny always used to, as Allison said, when they push back the coffee table every man have to come and do it. And through my granny do so me can sing. She used to say, come on, you come sing now for everybody. And me just stand up there. Me just stand up there and look at her. She said, go sit down, you idiot. Go sit down. You understand me? So mother do the thing, but if anybody call me to come do it,
yeah,
it's like me. And another thing what me never like. Me never like people call me out on the spot. Me have to gear myself first to come do it. You see, if I gear myself first, then I can come do it. But as I go along in the thing and me I sing, kind of get physical people like the thing. It build up that confidence in me and I say, yo, but the people them like a thing, man. So you understand, man, I just go out there and do my thing. And when me come and do my thing, I not come my thing, I just come with the love.
Yeah.
You understand me? And I hope say within my thing, the love also I reflect. You understand me? So when I come as a man, I love to greet the people, them. I like to talk to the people, them, and them something there. You know, I see the people, I see the fans as a great part of my journey. I mean, especially those who have been with me probably in the journey over the last 15, 16 years or so. You know what I mean? Because, me as a man, I give thanks and praise to God for everything. But it take a long time for Andrew Sloley name for really call up. You understand?
Right.
But at the same time, I still give thanks and I hear it a call.
Lovely.
Right. So, love that. And again, there's so much to unpack. Like, there's so much to unpack. But we bringing you back sooner rather than later. But this is a part of the show. This is a part of the show right now that we do allow somebody from the audience, if they have a question for you, an accolade, something they may remember, we give them a chance to ask one question, one question.
Yeah, that sweet mango say one.
Yes.
They say one because time is of the essence, and of course you and Allison's coming back. There's no if, no ands, no buts or suppose on our comeback real soon. And I have a date in mind, so we'll talk about that afterwards. So if there's anybody in the audience who'd like to unmute and ask Andrew, and if you want to ask Allison, we'll bring her back in as well. If there's anybody there who would like to ask Andrew a question, please unmute now or forever hold your peace.
Hello.
Wait, brother. Hello. I'm a brother that.
God bless you. Yeah, just
brother
like brilliant show. Touch some very great things, very important things as Black people. We need to come together and unite together, because if you look in the world, every other nation improving apart from Black people. And that's why, because divided in so many ways.
Yeah.
We come against each other in so many ways. The system divide us. So while them divide us, we're still fighting one another and everybody moving forward apart from we. So yes, I'm gonna touch some good subject. Yeah, I just want to bless up Allison Mason and bless up my bigger brother Andrew. Keep doing your thing, my brother. It's not about anybody else. It's about the gift that God has given you, and you must make your gift shine, regardless of who with you and who not with you. Give God the glory. Sing your song. It's as simple as that, my brother. So just continue with your works. Big up Sugar Dread. Big up everybody on the platform. It's just love where I deal with. God bless everybody.
Errol, bless up yourself, sir.
Bless up yourself, my little brother Errol. Bless you. Listen,
we
for bless
love that. Yes, we love that. Thank you, Errol. You see how nice and sweet that was.
I tell you what, Andrew, see if you can slip Allison Mason right beside you.
Yeah. Sure, we can make that work.
Tell her to sit
Yeah,
on
man,
beside you,
squeeze
man.
up. Squeeze up, man.
That's right. That's right. That's
Yes.
Get in the afro. Get in the afro, you know.
you have to- she'll have to stand behind him, I think. Try standing behind him and see if something works.
I can't cut the green screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. There you
Yeah.
go. Even on a hug up, man.
Find
So I forgot.
yourself through the stars, man.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
it.
Anybody else? Is there anybody else who
would
wants
like
say
to
a
ask them
word?
a question?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else?
Anybody else?
Who would like to ask Allison Mason a question or Andrew Sloley? Now is your time.
Hi, Allison. Hi, Andrew. How you guys doing?
Yeah, we're good, you know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ask any question, but what I want to do is just congratulate you guys on your work because I've seen that you guys have done amazing things, and the only thing I can do is give you guys the rose too, like everybody else. You know, you guys have done so many things so far, and there is more to come that we don't hear about yet. But at this point in time, I want to hand you your first bouquet of roses.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Sharon
Thank
Benjamin.
you.
Okay.
I'm trying not to disappear again. Thank you so much, Sharon. God bless you. Wait.
We truly give thanks because, you know, that's what I'm saying just a few minutes ago. That sometimes you're doing something and sometimes it appear like you're not make no grounds. But the truth is little things like this that make the difference and give you some strength to keep going on in the journey, you know. And we give thanks, 10 Star, Sharon. Yeah, man, we give thanks because, you know, every little platform that rises up with the vision for say, for highlight, you know, for bring together, you understand me, and for spread love. As far as me see it is a blessed thing.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To really see where you're coming from, to see where you are today, because it's over 20 years I've known about you and pushing strong, you know, from the days when, you know, you needed to be known on the circuit, you know what I mean? And to see where you have arrived today is an absolute blessing, you know what I mean? So today is about honoring you and Allison. So, you know, we give you your stripes here. You know what I mean? We know what's not fierce.
We are going to wear it proud too.
Yes, yes.
And so you should.
Yeah. And take it as strength to keep moving forward. Sugar Dread, Anne Marie, you know what I mean? Everybody will lock on the thing, you know, just bless upon yourself and those in and around the capital, anyone there around the world, we say blessed love.
Anybody else would like to say something to Andrew Sloley or Allison Mason? Now is the time to do so before we close up. You know, don't be shy. Don't be scared. Anybody?
Wow. Yes.
DJ
I'm here.
Maestro.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't
let's
think I would
go.
be able to get back to the computer, but yes,
Right.
blessed love each and everyone in the room. To Allison, my brother, boy, Andrew, man, both of you are just. It's a pleasure to hear what you guys got to say. I'm looking forward to part 2. You know, I'm looking forward to because it's like the journey just start. What you've been talking about. It's like we never touched the surface yet. So, yeah, blessed love to what you're doing. Keep on, you know, doing your thing. It's valuable to the reggae music and you know the youngsters coming up. So, yeah. For now, that's all I'm going to say. Until part 2. We come up with something. All right. So
10 Star, just before we go, please, can I just bless up the whole camp?
Of course. I'll tell you what, Andrew, stand up. Allison, sit down.
Come, me a fight.
10 Star, me enjoy the show. Me last my man as a boy. Sorry.
Bless you, brother.
Oh.
God,
Yes.
we're there again. Yeah, man. I just wanna, bless up the whole Shining Stars family because we are truly a family. You know what I mean? So we just have to bless up all of the artists who say Shining Stars. So the great legend Barry Biggs, we bless you up. Sydney Prince, Chucky Banton, Danny Sprang, Clarks, Candy Silk, Abka Kaba, CC Foster. We have to say bless up to Urkel, Rob Radix Bailey, and AOD. So, heart of love, blessed love to the whole family. Respect.
Thank you, Allison Mason, for an awesome show. And I fully enjoyed myself today, even through the bad news I've been hearing today,
Heart goes out to Pam.
Yeah.
All our family, condolences.
Yes. And thank you so much. So I'm going to take it. Nobody has anything to say, right? Nobody.
That's all right, man. Next time.
All right. So
Next time, except for me. Now, Sharon Mango, let me tell you something, sister. We have to rise up and continue rising. You hear?
Yes, man.
We gave birth to the nations. That is what woman is here for. We gave birth to nations, right? We're here for a purpose.
That's right.
What you and Andrew have been doing is phenomenal. Again, I have a date in mind. We're gonna link up afterwards, but you have to come back because
yes, man, it'll be our pleasure.
Story. I can't wait. Can't wait. Yeah.
Because as Ten Star said, we don't touch on the creativity.
We don't touch it. We don't reach the surface yet. Yeah. No. But you know what? The beginning of your story are teachable moments for people whose mindset is not even there yet. You're helping more than you can possibly understand. And if you think people do not know who you are, trust me, they do. They know who you are. You may not get even all those accolades, but that's not even the picture. It's who you're touching in the heart. You understand?
And that's
people
the main
understand
thing
where you're coming from.
Yes, for us, it's not about the recognition and the name calling. It's about the impact that we have on people and how we can make them feel, and we can help to bring a little joy to their lives, then we've done what we wanted to do.
Yes, that to me, the pattern has been passed on to us,
It is. It has been.
Yes.
And we have a sense of duty to the rest of the community. If we choose to take this path that we're on, I think we all have a level of, duty to the community. Whether you thought about that scenario or not, I'm making it known that we have a level of sense of duty to the community to ensure that we all rise up. And it's funny how we talk about that word there, because I heard Sharon Mango say, rise up.
Yes.
And the Sloley of a boss tune called Rise Up.
Rise up. And one thing we always say, we say keep on rising, keep on inspiring. You understand? So
yeah. So
that is what it
is. A tune by Andrew Sloley, and we're going to play a few bars. We're going to play a few bars of Allison Mason, because at times she was a bass root singer.
Listen, she's still a boss.
You want to see the other day I had to do all of the harmony them for the Shining Stars. Yeah, man. So we're still singing.
Yeah, salute.
Yes, man.
I want to just thank everyone before we shut up shop. We're going to play two songs. We're going to play a few bars. I want to personally thank everybody who came in here today. Anne-Marie, thank you. We have somebody under their phone name, Samsung, whoever that person is. Thank you. We want to bless up Patsy. We want to bless up Pam. Cheryl is in the building. Sugar Dread is in the building. Who else is in the building? DJ Maestro is in the building. Sharon Bentley is in the building. ERROL Rose is in the building. Everybody, God bless.
Respect and honor, love and manners, always. Blessed love.
So here we go.
Rise up, people. Never saw one from a travel shop in Ethiopia, Africa, when I laugh, and I think I'm going to play in that time and stage.
Original Raising Awareness show. We are talking about 10-star general, Yaman Sharon Mango. Turbulence to the future. When the man what I King Selassie, Rastafari, keep spirit in the royal. So be mighty.
Isn't it ironic we've been talking about this today? All right.
Let me hear my ear.
When I did, I see. Okay, they say that was a false start, and in comes the original start. All right.
Bang! Never soul from a travel of Shaka Zulu, Ethiopia, Africa, when I laugh, and the time you say it. Original Raising Awareness show. We are talking about 10-star general, Yaman Sharon Mango. Bang, bang! Turbulence to the future. When the man what I King Selassie, Rastafari, keep it accurate and royal.
Rise up, ye mighty race. Yeah.
Isn't it ironic we were talking about this earlier?
Rise up, ye mighty race.
Rise up.
Schools we built, your factories. Yeah. Worked and died on your plantations. Our mothers and daughters breastfed you children, yes. And now you want to turn around and treat us all like dirt.
How will you say?
Murdered our kings and raped our queens, yeah. Many of our kings were hanged on trees. Packed us in sheeps like we were animals, yeah. Now you want to scorn I and I like the corona flu. Rise up, ye mighty race. Rise up, ye mighty race, yeah. Rise up, ye mighty race, yes. Rise up.
Greetings, brother. This is Lloyd Brown, and you are in tune to none other than Stockade Promotions, Royal Blend Radio, the station with a difference.
Allison Mason.
This is on the Free Africa Rhythm. Twinkle Brothers, Free Africa Rhythm.
Free Africa Rhythm. I love it. Absolutely love it. I can hear your baby voice in there too.
Yeah, right.
But show I the way, oh Jah, show I the way, oh Jah Rastafari the way, oh Jah, show I the way, oh Jah Rastafari. If the wicked come upon me, lead them astray, Jah Rastafari, show I the blinker.
Well, that's all, folks.
Remember that is just Psalms 27, you know that. Weekly Psalms. Yes, man.
Can I go home now?
I'm 10-star general from Stockade Promotions, and I'm out of here.
If you enjoy the content we provide on this YouTube channel, then why not help us by subscribing to SPRB Radio Podcast?
Thank you in advance.